Welcome back. California is screaming. The Golden State has a habit of giving headaches to its business community. High taxes, high regulation, they are stifling innovation and growth. Now they're defaulting on their debt and leaving businesses holding that bag. Andrew Gruel, celebrity chef and restaurant owner, joins us now. It's always great to have you on the program and to have you here in person. So your payroll taxes just got much more expensive as a result of this, and you're based in California, but you also say you're staying in California because there's momentum there. We saw it when you looked at the electoral map and the breakdown of counties and how the state was kind of shaded. It looked more red than it's looked in the past. You're sort of trying to stay there to help fuel that movement.
Yeah, because I live in the midst of it, right? I understand people and what they want to do with the state of California, and there's already a referendum on a lot of the crazy policies that we've seen. I mean, Prop 36 just universally passing, and then obviously the minimum wage law now getting rejected. I think that we're not going to eat the elephant one bite at a time. I mean, we can try, but it's not going to go, from blue to like a hard red overnight. But people are opening up their eyes. They're waking up. Newsom's coming to the end of his tenure, so I'll be curious to see how that shakes out in regards to not just him leaving, but also the way in which he addresses policy on his way out.
You mentioned the minimum wage law. I'm also from California. My family's there, and they both there. And I think we were all pleasantly surprised that sort of normalcy or common sense is returning. How much does the rejection on a higher minimum wage help your business?
Well, for us specifically, we are already paying well above that. But even when you raise the floor, everybody has to go up. If we say we want to pay 30% above minimum wage, the mere increase is going to increase our wages. I think what it actually does, though, is that it shows that Californians recognize the propaganda they've been told, right? That especially with the FAST Act, which was increasing the minimum wage for the fast food workers, immediately prices increased. So that's why this became a universal issue, and they started pushing back on it, which is why I think they rejected it on the ballot. And the workers also, especially the tipped workers, were like, leave it alone because I don't want to lose hours and I don't want to end up getting cut on the tip side of this.
All right, let's talk about the tip workers.
Yeah.
You love no taxes on tips. I happen to like it too, but I've got a lot of economist friends, and they say if you want to make taxes really work for everybody, don't go after no tax on tips or no tax on overtime. Just lower taxes across the board. But I think you make an interesting point about why the no tax on tips actually helps businesses in a lot of industries. Talk about that.
Well, the no tax on tips proposal from the Trump administration was that they weren't just cutting the payroll taxes on the tips, they were cutting them on the business as well. And understand, right, tips, that's just constantly changing. It's variable every single pay period. How am I supposed to budget and project when I don't know how much everyone's going to make? I want them to make more. You see, there's an inherent conflict. I want the employees to make more, but the more they make, then that week my payroll taxes may go up by $2,000 because it's a percentage. But it's not just no tax on tips. I just support no taxes, period, on any income. I just like the fact that we're shoehorning ourselves in by virtue of the tip piece.
If you roll back the clock, you think of the tough time that restaurants have had in this country. And we were talking earlier about small business being the backbone. Restaurants are a part of that. COVID, regulations, businesses closing as a result of that. Then Joe Biden coming into office and just the costs going up and making it so much more difficult to function. Ultimately, people are dining out again. I get a sense from everybody that I'm talking to, even though this isn't going to be until 2025, that they feel like they're going to have more money and they're more optimistic about life. And then that translates into their spending in the economy.
Yeah, the restaurants are the best index for people's emotions. Obviously so is the stock market and apparently Bitcoin as well. However, just like that with restaurants, the very next day when Trump won, our sales doubled almost from week on week. And I spoke to restaurant owners all over the place because I posted about that. And they were like, us too. Our caterings have gone up. This has gone up. Now, these are not like universally right-wing restaurants or customers. I think it's just the mere sigh of relief that, okay, this is over. Now, we do know what we saw from the Trump administration. And whether people want to say it publicly or not, they know it's going to be a stronger economy.
Yeah.
Just quickly, favorite food to make?
Oh, my gosh. Roast chicken is the best test of your culinary skills.
Well, next
tasty.
time, bring us some.
Okay, yeah.
Andrew, great to see you. Brian will eat anything.
I will.
Andrew Gruel.